Hello everyone, I'm Jugerite and welcome back to our Minecraft Bedrock Survival Let's Play series. And I say ours because whether you've been here from the beginning, which you would know, or you've come in since then, this is our world that we create together. Basically, I take your comments and suggestions and I try to implement them in as best as I can into what we've got going on. And your feedback really helps influence the shape of the world. Also, you spend your time watching the series, so you're just as invested as I am. So let's get started with today's project. So basically, we need to gather a lot of resources. We need a ton of mud. So I brought 2 shulkers of grass and dirt with me, and we are going to use our mud maker here to get this stuff all converted over. And I believe we have to turn it on. I don't think it's already on, but yeah. Let's see. So we've got our water bottles. Oh, maybe it was already on. Does it not work on grass blocks? Okay, let's oh, that's interesting. So let's see. Alright, everything seems to be working now. Oop. So basically we are going to, I believe everything's functional, even though we may have a slow pull here with our bottles. Maybe it's been so long since I used this thing. Is there something over here I'm supposed to turn on too? Okay, we've got power. Why? Something's clogging up our system here. Or is it? Maybe that lever does need to be on. See, we've got like a floating bottle here. Let's empty out our inventory and see if we can figure out what's going on, and then I'll bring you guys back in and go over the point of today's episode. So while we are making our mud, I thought I would go ahead and talk to you about what we're going to do. We've talked about it, I think, pretty much since our first dragon fight, about a bow course to help me get a little bit better with my shot. And so I think today is going to be a great day to get that going and make us a bow course. And I have the perfect place in mind. And we're going to have to do a little bit of work to get the resources that we need. But in the end, I think we're going to have a pretty nice course that we can go to and practice. And everything's going to make sense as soon as we get these resources together and get over there, and I get to show you guys what I've got in mind. So we've got a shulker box full of mud. It's not exactly 2 shulkers like I was hoping for, but we can always get more if we need to. However, we do want to take this shulker box and make it all, actually, we do need inventory space, don't we? To make some packed mud and hay bales. I believe those are back here in the kitchen area. So let's grab those real quick. And yes. So we need to make the wheat. And we want to turn that whole shulker into packed mud. So as we needed more hay, I came over here, grabbed what hay bales we had, went ahead and farmed our crops here. And we also needed some white wool and some red wool. So I got a shulker box of each of those. Now we can head back over to the stronghold base, finish converting over our mud to packed mud, and kind of go from there and get, hopefully, we'll be one step closer to having what we need for this project. And now we take 9 stacks of our packed mud and we're going to make them into mud bricks. I'm not exactly sure how much of these resources we need, but yeah, this will definitely be a good start. So we have, oh, not that one. We have these shulkers full of stuff for our project. And we are going to get ready to put these things to work. And I will meet you guys over at the site. So right outside of our little cave exit there, just past our first bridge. I'm not sure why I didn't smooth this out a little bit better, but just beyond this is, it's a little bit to dig out, but beyond here is pretty open. If we go to the other side here, though, we have a lot of filling in, and I think in general, more work. So we're going to go with this side here. And I brought the beacon. We're going to get our beacon set up. We're going to get this all cleared out. However much of a space we need to. Probably just past that there. So it'll be over this way. And we'll get started on our bow course. Or at least get the foundation laid out and get it designed. I don't think we're going to have time in this episode to get the whole thing done. But we're going to give it a good shot of giving you guys the basic concept of what I have planned for this. So what I've done is I've set up a bit of a perimeter. I have a dirt block down there in the middle of the path and one right there. And I've got our beacon set up. So we just got the... I wasn't even thinking about the fact that it's the first time we set up the beacon in the world. So we got the Beaconator achievement. I would have, I wish I would have thought about it. I could have got that on camera for you guys. But we're going to dig this out. Got a lot of filling in and stuff to do. But yeah, we got a little bit of terraforming to do here. So I'm going to get to work on that now. And at least we'll have somewhat of an outline. I don't know if it's going to be exactly enough or, whatnot. We can always work on more of it after we find out exactly what's what, but we need to get things started in order for me to know what exactly we need as far as scale. So I got us some area here prepared. I had to dig all this out and then fill this up. It is hollow. I mean, it's not solid. That doesn't really matter for where we're at. And we got a little bit of wood, some odd and end stuff. These 2 shulker boxes here, this back one is full of dirt. I used all the grass that I dug up because it's basically useless to us before I started using dirt. And we got a bunch of stone from that. And then our odd and end granite, andesite, dorite, all that. So now we've got kind of like this little perimeter set up, right? So the thing we need to do now is kind of, we know we can't go this way anymore because we're right along the edge of the water, and we really don't want to disrupt that any more than we already have. Created these little deals here. But so we're going to start on this side and work our way that way so that if we need more space, we just kind of dig into that area over there rather than having to go over the water and all that. So before we figure out what's going on, we don't know exactly how far back it's going to go. I'm going to start right here at the path though, 2 blocks from that. And I'm just going to bring this back little ways. I believe I took this back like 50 blocks or something like that. Or I'm sorry, 75 blocks. But I'm not exactly sure how far exactly we're gonna go, because we got some other stuff to figure out at the front in order to really know. So that's 64 back right there. Uh, we'll that could possibly give us some extra room back here for anything, or we could just move it back this way. I think maybe that's the way to go. We just move it back this way. Maybe come in like 2 blocks from the back side, so we got room around the outside here if we ever need to get through there. And we'll set this back in so that we have a 64 block deal, and see if how that is to start with. And if we need to, yeah, make any more room, we'll bring it forward back toward the road again. So if we set our farthest target 2 blocks from the back, that gives us a starting line here that we stand on, and that would mean that our farthest target would be 50 blocks away. If it was straight level, 51, 52, going upwards. But on this end, we need a little bit more. We want to be able to ride a horse over here, so we need like a little stable deal to be able to park a horse. We need like a little secure room where we can kind of prepare or whatever. If we need to step away for a minute, we don't have to worry about anything coming up on us and blowing us up. We're going to try and light this place up as good as we can inside. I don't know how well we're going to be able to achieve that, but we're going to try and make this secure so that when we come in here, we are safe from any surrounding mobs. However, it is going to be open to the sky, so that's why the room to rest and everything is going to be important, to keep the phantoms off of us so that we can get on with our practice. What I've done is we've got some mangrove gates here so that we can fit a horse in, too wide. I turned these front ones into walls, and these are walls going all the way that way. Of course, the back ones are just regular blocks because we're going to build that up a little bit more. Again, that wall there, I'm not sure if that's a permanent location or not, but we can always move it if we need to later, but for now I wanted to get it in. As far as the side walls go, that's all there is to the side and the front in general. For the most part, as far as structural blocks go, we want to be able to see in here as we're riding by on our horse along our cobblestone road. But I did get this little stable area in here, and I just threw trapdoors on top of these wall gates, or these walls, just to add a little bit more detail and depth. And we got like a 3-horse stall deal here, even though we're in a single player world. If we want to leave a horse here and we have multiples, we have that option. And so now that back wall is going to be a little bit different. I got something in store for that. However, I do know I am going to be short on terracotta for that. So now that I know that, I can work on getting that at a later time and putting it in. So as I was saying, I'll need more red terracotta to finish that stripe going across there, which we have at the base. So that'll be the back wall complete, I believe. The only thing we're not sure about still is that wall, and since we are going to put our place of rest over on that wall, opposite of the stable, then we definitely want to have that wall figured out before we do that. So what we need to work on now is actually our first target and getting it in place. And that's gonna require a little bit of work. I have the idea in my head, but I haven't like built this in creative or anything like that. So I'm gonna get that figured out, and we'll take a look and see what I have for the targets down there. All right, so I've got our first module in. This would obviously be the starting position. So this would be the easiest target, with the difficulty getting harder and harder as we go along. Now the only problem I can see is the targets back behind this one may be a little bit harder to see. I'll have to see how that goes when we get there. But I may come back and rearrange the wool configuration, make it a little more circular. I I don't know. I think that looks a little boxy for me, and I'd kind of rather have like a more circular ordeal. So I may work on that, but that'll be like a least priority. And there's absolutely no redstone hooked up at the moment. I think once we get everything in, then we'll worry about the redstone. Obviously, with the target blocks, you hit the bullseye, and it took me way too long to get that shot as lined up as close as it was. That little bit of lag, but yeah, I think this could help us out a lot with our bow practice, and I would like to implement a timer system into it once we get everything in place. So we would basically turn it on and begin here, work our way across, and then our way back on the ones back there, working our way back, and then we would kill the switch when we got here and took out the last target. Or the timer, or we could get the timer to start automatically when we hit that first bullseye, and then stop when we hit the last one. I think that might be a really cool concept too, if I can if I can figure out how to get it to work that way. I imagine there's going to be redstone involved that's way beyond anything I've done before trying to get this figured out. But at least if we get it up and operational, then we can. I didn't even hit the bullseye. Then we can, start getting some practice in and things like that right there. Because one of our goals is to open all the gateways, so that means more dragon fights. It was nice using our beacon here, but I would like to use more beacons, and I wouldn't mind having more than one. So another wither fight would be really, really awesome as well. What I've done is this little deal here. I tried to keep the roof similar to that over there, and stay, in the color scheme of what we have here. It's just a nice little place where we'll have an inner chest to, get our items, sleep, get the phantoms off of us. I like to have inner chests everywhere, so that's why it's there. And we got our targets in. We'll work our way across this way, and then back, going up and up and up and up. And I've been kind of contemplating on adding some in-between ones here, so there's a variety going up and down as you move your way back across this way. But we can play with that idea another time. Now, I mean, I I'm not gonna get to the redstone in this episode. That's gonna be something I do off camera, little at a time, and as I figure it out. And I'll try to remember to keep you guys updated with what's what with that. But for now, we've got no lighting or anything. I'll have to get, when I go back and get the rest of the terracotta for the back wall, the red terracotta, I'll get some moss carpet for that. We kind of just want to, I don't know, maybe not like that. Whoop. Not what I meant to do. Let's put that back, and that one as well. Let's break that. There we go. In fact, I'm gonna get kind of work on getting some little paths leading to the target, just to kind of, you know, show a straight away type deal to them. This is obviously our line that we cannot cross. We can be on it, but we cannot cross it. And I'm thinking I might go ahead and add in a little wall around our little building there, just to like isolate it a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Now we've got our lights in, we got our paths in. I think for what we want here, this is looking pretty good. Got the jack-o'-lanterns underneath the moss carpets here, producing light for us. We definitely want plenty of light so that whatever redstone we run, you know, doesn't cause too much of a lighting update. I'm not exactly sure how much, yeah, fun fact, spiders can climb over wall blocks. I did not know that. But, yeah, I'm really happy with what we've got here so far. I think it's going to be a lot of fun using this course and practicing. We got the 2 achievements knocked off the list with this thing. Just me messing around, and we got the take aim achievement for hitting the bullseyes. And we got the Beaconator achievement for setting up our beacon to get started on this. And in here, I do believe I already showed you guys this. We have a little inner chest and a lamp, and just a little bed to sleep if monsters aren't nearby. Like that guy right there, or that guy right there. And we can roll it over to daytime, see it in all of its glory in the daylight. Again, we may add in more targets and such later on, but I'm happy with what we got here for a starting thing. I've not done anything like this in Minecraft before, so you know, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing how I get the wiring done and whatnot, and I'll try to remember to keep you guys updated on that stuff. But I'll definitely make sure you guys see it in action, and we'll do a timed run after it's complete and see how that goes. But I got to get my mess cleaned up, and I will meet you guys back at the Stronghold base. And now what we want to know is, are all these cartographers going to give us the same maps? There's an ocean map, and this would be the, I'll just grab it, the Woodland Mansion map. So let's, oh. Is the Woodland Mansion map glitched? Okay, there we go. So that's what those ones are. Let's move those up, and we can close his because we got those. Let's check this one. Those look the same. I mean, it's quite possible. I know they don't always send you to the closest ones. It's quite possible that we could end up with the same maps from all of these guys. And, you know, if that's what happens, then that's what happens. But, we are going to hope that we get some differences here. We've got 2 more tries. And that's the same, that's the same. Alright, so we got 1 more guy left here. If he gives us the same maps, we'll try and buy a second one of each from him and see if he gives us something different the second time. No, these are all the same maps. So, let's try. This is just the only way I know to test this, and he's given us the same maps. So yeah, we got the same maps, and I mean, maybe those change if once we get on these maps and explore them. I don't know. We will find out though. But for now, Woodland Mansion or Ocean Explorer map. Let me know in the comments below. And that's gonna do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. That's the biggest thanks that you can give. And don't forget that, you know, this is our world. So, you know, any suggestions and things like that right there, don't be afraid to put them in the comments below. Also, if you're not already, subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And that'll help the channel as well. And thank you guys all from the very, very bottom of my heart for all your support, whether you're day 1 or new to the channel. And I will see each and every one of you in the next video.